presentation in Introduction of Psychology regarding the group's chosen topic, the opioid epidemic. Our video presentation consists of the following: the background, which gives us some idea in connection with the said topic; the objectives containing the possible reasons why it happened; the methods discussing what actions were taken to study with concern to the said problem; the results encompassing what was discovered in respect to the issue; and lastly, the conclusion comprising our thoughts and opinions concerning the subject. First, we have our background. Opioids are a class of pain-relieving drugs that originate from or mimics the opiates from the opium poppy plant. The sap of the opium poppy plant has also long been used to treat coughs, diarrhea, and even as a tranquilizer. Additionally, it is considered to be one of the world's oldest recorded drugs prescribed, dating even back during the time of the ancient Sumerians. Doctors claim that opioids are generally safe if taken for only a short period of time and as prescribed by a doctor. However, due to its ability to produce euphoria, in addition to pain relief, they can be misused. Epidemic can be defined as a sudden widespread of occurrence of a particular undesirable phenomenon, and that is what exactly happened in the United States, having its first wave in the 1990s and the second wave in 2010. The U.S. opioid epidemic was not the first opioid crisis to occur. However, it was particularly widespread in the 21st century. The U.S. alone have consumed 80% of the world's opioids, even though it had less than 5% of the world's population. In 2015, 91.8 million adult Americans used a prescription opioid. 11.5 million of those people misused opioids, and 1.9 million had an opioid use disorder, or OUD.
The opioid epidemic. It's the deadliest drug crisis in American history, killing about 90 Americans every day.
This video is very hard to watch, but it's even more difficult knowing that it didn't have to be like this. A lot of these patients actually became addicted to narcotics after surgical procedures, but hospital neglect to approve Expro, which is a long-acting anesthetic, leaves nothing but opiates for patients after surgery. Instead of numbing the wound, patients continue taking these medications, and some of them do become dependent. Some have to deal with withdrawal and tolerance. If you are having an operation, simply talk to your doc about using Expro, a long-acting anesthetic. And especially if you did if you went through the ordeal of getting off narcotics and now you're concerned about taking them again, especially good reason to push your doctor and get this medication approved for your operation. I hope this really makes a difference in your life.
When you look at the stages of opioid withdrawal, the acute phase can be 1 to 2, 36 to 48 to 72 hours of severe withdrawals. What patients then struggle with is they feel horrible. They're in a deep, dark, black depression that doesn't go away. Over days to weeks in early recovery, you get stress back in your life, you're not feeling good, you can't get out of bed, you have no energy, and you were crawling out of your skin. So that protracted state is what fuels the relapse. So for us, the idea of allowing people to have this profound experience with the Ibogaine, have the reset, use that as an adjuvant to psychotherapy, use that for behavioral change, to regain their self-control and to find their locus of control and feel good.
There were many potential explanations for the causes of the crisis. Many experts saw the claim that Oxycontin was less prone to abuse due to its extended release formula as an important cause of the epidemic. Since subsequent studies revealed that the risk for abuse was greater with extended release formula pills, which contained more active ingredients. In 2007, Purdue Pharma, which was owned by the Sackler family, pled guilty to misbranding Oxycontin and agreed to pay more than $600 million in fines. as the New York Purdue Pharma extended that Oxycontin, because of its time-release formulation, pose a lower threat of abuse and addiction to patients than to traditional shorter-acting painkillers like Procoket and Vicodin. To increase sales of its fentanyl drug substance and expand its off-label use in cis therapeutics, created a speaker program to encourage doctors with prescribe the drug to patients who did not have cancer. According to the one article in the New York Times, although drug supply is a key factor, we posit that the crisis is fundamentally fueled by economic and social upheaval. Its etiology closely linked to the role opioids and refuge from physical and psychological concentrated disadvantage, isolation, and hopelessness of reliance on opioid medication is emblematic of healthcare system in incentives quick, simplistic answer to complex physical and mental health needs.
The method used in the research was descriptive research, as it only described the status of the epidemic and did provide systematic information about the topic. It gave us a brief background of the topic and gave us insights during and after the epidemic. Moreover, it described to us how opioid is made naturally and synthetic. Adding to this, we can see hints of correlational research as some of the paragraphs was compared to one subject to another. Ultimately, the study is a mixed method of descriptive correlational research.
Based in National Library Medicine, they implemented a community-engaged strategy that involved the development and execution of two-stage purposive sampling plan involving selections of partners organizations, syringe exchange program in urban setting, and enrollment of participants aged 18 to 69 years served by these organizations in Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas from 2019 to 2020. The recruited participants completed a survey including the variety of measures to assess health, physical and mental, and health behaviors such as sexual behavior, vaccine receipt, and HIV, hepatitis C, virus infection testing. Additional item assessed drug use and misuse, syringe exchange and health service utilization, sex exchange, histories in the interpersonal violence, and vaccine confidence.
That drug will only exist for you if you come from surgery or major injury, especially if you're a cancer patient. This opioid is the medicine given by the doctor for painkillers, but then it will only be bad for you if you drink too much of it. Opioid overdoses accounted for more than 42 years deaths in 2016, more than any previous year on record. An estimated 40% of opioid overdose deaths involved a prescription opioid. Opioids can cause side effects such as drowsiness, mental fog, nausea, and constipation. They may also cause slow breathing, which can lead to overdose deaths.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Static treated, we get tricked. Static business, we get kicked.
Other risks of using doctors' prescriptions are dependence and addiction. Dependence is feeling withdrawal symptoms when not taking the drug, while addiction is a chronic brain disease that causes people to crave drugs even though they know it is bad for them. The risks of dependence and addiction are higher if you misuse the medicines. Misuse can include taking too much medicine, taking someone else's medicine, and taking it in a different way than you are supposed to, or taking the medicine to get high.
The effects of opioid addiction on him.
What is it about the blues that you like so much? Is it because you like it, or you're just
it's kind of because like I need it. Like if I don't have it, like I'm sweating, like I get cold sweats, like I start twitching, and my legs, I get cramps and all type of bad stuff.
What do you think would help you get out of your addiction, bro?
Probably a different area, to be honest.
Opioid misuse, addiction, and overdoses are serious public health problems in the United States. Another problem is that more women are misusing opioids during pregnancy. This can lead to babies being addicted and going through withdrawal, known as neonatal abstinence syndrome or NAS. Opioid misuse may sometimes also lead to heroin use because some people switch from prescription opioids to heroin. If you can take action or treat someone who has taken drugs, it can still be treated. The main treatment for prescription opioid addiction is medication-assisted treatment or MAT. It includes medicines, counseling, and support from family and friends. MAT can help you stop using the drug, get through withdrawal, and cope with cravings. There is also a medicine called naloxone which can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose and prevent death if it is given in time.
I'm an outreach worker in Baltimore City, Maryland, and what I'm going to be showing you today are some very strong images of some of the literally hardest hit communities by the opioid epidemic in this country. I'm starting this off with yet another strong image. As you can see on the ground, there's probably hundreds of syringes right here, and all this is about a block away from one of the larger open-air drug markets in Baltimore City. After people purchase said drugs, they'll typically go to these spots to use them, and it ends up being like a collection pool of used syringes, more or less. Another thing we're seeing is that people are cutting the fentanyl with necrotizing agents like xylazine, possibly even crocodile, and it really leaves people in a state of active addiction with very, very serious open wounds on their body, which can quickly lead to endocarditis, an infection of the heart, which requires an open heart surgery and can be very deadly. What's really sad is that people will be using these drugs as an escape from a bleak and harsh reality, but the use of these drugs actually end up causing the bleak, harsh reality that people are trying to escape from in the first place. So it just becomes this vicious cycle. If you're trying to get involved, I have distributable resource cards specific to cities and states that you can hand off to people that are in active states of addiction or homelessness. You can check my
Opioid is the medicine given by doctor for painkillers. But then, it will only be bad for you to drink too much of it. The rest of dependence and addiction are higher if you misuse these medicines. Opioid misuse can also lead to heroin use, because some people switch from prescription opioids to heroin. Though, it can still be treated by medication-assisted treatment. It includes medicine, counseling, and support from family and friends. There is also a medicine called naloxone, which can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose and prevent death if it is given in time. One of the possible causes of the epidemic are misleading marketing by drug companies, kickback scams, responsible distributors, and physicians, lobbying societal expectation about eliminating pain. We have to come to the conclusion that education does not make people smart. One can go to school for many years, come out a sociopath, and do untold damage. Intelligent people come out not just educated but with ethics and morals. And the idea that a doctor might have ulterior motives in prescribing, or the FDA, DEA, and CDC may have less the ethical intentions. However, it seems necessary to consider the possibility that drug companies may further second with their treatments to ensure lifetime consumers who are forced to buy additional medication that treat conditions caused by their very own products. And again, intelligent people come out not just educated but with ethics and morals. That's all for our video presentation. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day, everyone.